Hey there, how are you? So it is day two. I guess I should just, it's day two of the purge. I am so elated that you are joining me on this journey. And if this happens to be your first day, welcome. Please go back and watch day one video for a bit of introduction and why we are doing this. If you are in day two, you know that we are ready. We have prayed, we have planned, we have prepared, and maybe you have jumped ahead and begun to purge and start pulling things out or throwing things away or processing some of the questions that you've read in the guide. No matter where you are, day two is important because we are corporately beginning the process together. And so I'm hoping that you have your guide. What I'm going to be doing in these videos is, of course, encouraging you, giving you nuggets here and there as much as I feel led to do so. But I'm also going to be sharing my journey with you. And I'm going to be doing that in the hopes that you will share your journey with me. So I'm going to begin this video the same way I'm going to end it and encourage you to email me. Let me know how it's going for you, what you're thinking about, what you're focused on, because this is your purge. You have the opportunity to choose where you want to focus every day of every week for the next 20 days. And so I'm going to, share with you. We've done all of the talking about the why and what it is in day one. Day two is literally to begin to purge one thing. It is just to purge one thing. And I encourage you during week one to focus on your emotional and your physical spaces, and maybe even your time. One of those three, a couple of those three, but your time, your emotional space, and your physical space. And it's suggesting that you start with something by purging one thing, just something that you can take away from what you are currently doing or what you currently possess. And like I said, I'm going to show you where I am in this process in a moment. And I'm just looking at the guide right now to encourage you that on this day two, we're going to purge one thing, either in our emotional spaces, our physical spaces, or in our time. So, taking something out of your schedule that maybe is cluttering up your space or your time. And I want you to notice that as you take things out of your schedule, as you take things out of your physical space, what it's doing for you emotionally, how you're feeling about the process. And maybe it'll get messy before it gets good. Maybe it'll get really emotional in in what feels like a negative way before it gets positive. But I want you to go through all of those, feel everything, process everything, and let's talk about it. And I really want you to know that your emotions do not have the power to control you. They are yours. They are your emotions. They belong to you. And so they are subject to you. So you have the opportunity to choose what you focus on and how you deal with what you're feeling. And that's where the process of the questions come in. So after you get past the guide, I want you to go to the section that deals with your emotions. For example, it mentions that your emotions are intense, non material feelings that often guide your thoughts and behaviors toward others and ourselves. And it really is just focusing on helping you identify the negative emotions that invade your internal space most often. For me, fear is a really heavy, frequent emotion that pops up. And it's usually just fear of the unknown, like what could happen if, the what ifs that would keep me from moving forward and taking risks and doing some things like the purge? What if no one shows up? What if no one participates with me? Those are the kinds of things you can process during this. So ask yourself some of these questions. In my day 3 video, I'm going to reflect on day 2 and just tell you how that was for me to go through that. If you're doing your physical spaces, this is an awesome opportunity for you to begin to create piles. Your physical spaces should include only what you need and what you use. That's bad. Ooh, that hurt. That hurt saying it. So I know that hurt hearing it. But they should only include what you need and what you use. And when you come to a physical space to purge it, you first decide what piles you will make, and bring bags and boxes with you. Don't be afraid during this 21 days to leave things a little messy. I'm gonna show y'all during this process because I've done it before, how messy it can get before it gets decluttered. Don't be afraid of that. But in the physical spaces, you have throwaway piles, you have donate and giveaway piles, you have sell piles. Um, Actually do it. Once you put it in that pile, it'll be up to you to make those piles and actually do something with them. And then if you're going to focus on your time or your calendar, just know that your time is the most valuable commodity because you only get a set amount every day. And once you use it, it's gone, right? It's never retrieved. And so because of that, ask yourself, what are your big rocks? What do I have to get done in a day? For me, that is work. For me, that is time with my son because I homeschool him. For me, that is conversation and connection with my husband. And then I need to work on my business stuff. I need to work on things that I do for you all and my nonprofit community, Real Women. Those are my big rocks. So after I get those done, hopefully there's time, for other people and other things. And I know I didn't say this at the beginning, but I really do mean this, as a priority. Finding time for yourself at the very top of the day, or beyond what you do for anyone else, making sure you have time. I call it exercise, pray, meditate, and devotion, EPMD. And so I get my EPMD time in the morning as often as I can. So making sure your big rocks are in place, and then what can you take out of your schedule that isn't working for you? I was doing a weekly live every single week, and I decided not anymore. Maybe later at some point, but not anymore because I needed that space that I was using to prepare for it and then do it and then, recover from it. I needed all of that time to be able to focus on other bigger rocks. So I'm not going to read the whole guide to you because you got it. And if you did not get the guide, why not? You are either in the Real Women community or the Leading with Soul community, which means that you have access to the guide for free. Just check in with me if you need that. It should be in your email or your Facebook group. And if you are not a part of those communities, it is available at TrenaceRichardson.com/purge. TrenaceRichardson.com/purge. And I think you need to add www at the beginning. Okay, so as transparent as I can be, I'm taking you over to my space. I'm in my office right now, and I do keep a nice, clean office. I really do. I'm showing you everything. I can explain those in maybe a future video. But right here is where I'm parking because this is my closet. And in my closet is office space, books and paper and electronics and a whole lot of other stuff. And I want to organize this space because over the last year, I have added to this space to the point where it's just too much. And I want to reorganize it. That's my big thing for this. I'm going to say this week, but it might be longer than a week. It might be the second week. It might go into the second week because I'm going to only do as much as I can do. And I'll be honest with you, I will probably move more than one book. I will probably move one section per day. But what my one thing looks like is not being overwhelming to me. And I want you to make sure that your one thing, when you purge one thing, make it doable. The whole point of this 21 days is that it becomes doable when we bite one elephant, when we bite the elephant one bite at a time. So I really want you to make it feel really doable for yourself. Okay. That's the point. I think that's everything I wanted to share with you, and I want to be under 10 minutes as often as possible. Please make sure that you are checking in with me. Email me at info@trenacericardson.com. Reply to the email that you receive. Check in with me on social media at Real Women Rock on that page or my personal page. Wherever you see me, check in with me because I'm going to be looking for you during this 21 days to find out how things are going for you. I will create a hashtag for the videos. Purge 2021. It's probably what it's going to be. Purge 2021, so that we can end this year strong together, you all. We are literally going to go into the new year together, closing out this purge. So, what are you purging? And what one thing are you going to do on day two? Those are the questions. I cannot wait to connect with you. I'll see you soon. Take care.